So the Sony ZV-1 is one of the best cameras to create YouTube videos this year. And in this video, I'm gonna be talking about some of the best recommended accessories to get the most out of this camera. Let's get it.
You gotta just press record.
Hey, what's up? It's Omar with Think Media, helping you build your influence with online video. And on this channel, sometimes we do tutorials, other times we do tech gear reviews just like this one. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And be sure to check out the description box below. We'll post links to everything I mentioned in this video, as well as alternatives if you're looking to save a little bit more money, but let's get into it. So the first accessory is a vlog or selfie stick and or tripod. And the Sony ZV-1 was designed for vlogging, and many people will buy this to vlog with. It is a good vlog camera at 24 millimeters when you're shooting in 1080. It is a decent wide shot. It's not super wide, but definitely does the job, and most compact cameras are at 24 millimeters anyway. But what's cool about investing in a selfie stick or like a Joby Gorilla Pod is that it adds a little bit more distance when you're holding out the camera in front of you, and so you get even a wider shot. So that's a nice little hack when you invest in a selfie stick. Now, the first one I do want to talk about is the one that you can purchase with the ZV-1 or purchase after buying the ZV-1, and that is the Sony GP wireless shooting grip. And this is a cool accessory because it has a few functions on it and it's wireless. A lot of accessories like this actually have a wire that you have to keep connected to a camera, but what it is also a kind of like tabletop tripod, so you can open it up and put it on your desk or table or set it. But I do love the fact that it just makes it easy to hit record. Not that hitting record with another hand is like super hard, but it just really is easy to just hit record, stop record. And I also love that there is a customizable button on there, so you can add whatever function you want to the custom one button. And right now, or by default, it's the defocus button, which is so cool about this camera. So literally when I'm ready to start vlogging or shoot something, I can hit record, hit that C1, and without really touching the camera, I'm good to go. And it's important to note that the cost of this is about $140 here in the US at the time of shooting this video, but it is just a nice little thing. They thought about a lot of stuff. You can rotate the camera without loosening the screw. You can tilt the camera, more at you, so if you're holding it out, it has more of like an angle. But yeah, I love this thing. It makes it really easy to use when it comes to vlogging. And another cool thing is because it's wireless, if I had my, my ZV-1 on a tripod and I was shooting YouTube videos and I was just a little bit further away from the camera, maybe arm's length distance or even further, I can literally have this remote next to me and hit record and then stop record and hit record and stop record. So it is a cool accessory to use as a wireless remote to start and stop recording, but just something to think about if you didn't get it with your ZV-1. Now, there are definitely some alternatives, and one to mention is definitely the Joby Gorilla Pod 3K. I don't think you necessarily need the Pro version, but that comes in at around $50 and is a good option. And it has good build quality, and I love that there's a ball head on most Jobys, and so you can really get your shot leveled and dialed, which the other one cannot do, but nonetheless is super cool if you choose to go with a Joby. Now, probably the best, cheapest alternative to a selfie stick for the ZV-1 would be the Ulanzi extendable hand grip. And this is a cool tripod that does extend, and I learned this tripod from our friend Jason Vong, but it seems super versatile because it could, extend higher. And so if you're using your ZV-1 as a webcam on the desk, it gets you a little bit more leverage if you need it, but nonetheless, a great accessory for under $20. Now, the next accessory is an external mic. Although the ZV-1 has a great onboard mic, if you really plan on using this for YouTube videos, it might be best to invest in a mic that you plug into the camera. And one that we recommend definitely is the Video Micro. This comes in at around $60. It's a very reliable shotgun mic that doesn't require any power or batteries and is an awesome mic for vlogging. Now, if you are using the ZV-1 for vlogging, the onboard mic, especially when you add the wind muff, is a great solution and is obviously makes it as small as possible. But investing in an external mic could level up your audio just a little bit more. However, there is a flaw when getting a mic like this, and that is that it's one directional. And so many times when you're vlogging, not always is the camera pointed at you, but when you flip it around, then you have to either flip around the mic, or the audio from that clip is gonna be a lot lower than when the camera is facing you. And I wanted to point your attention to a mic that isn't quite released yet. You can pre-order it, but I think it's gonna be an awesome mic for vloggers. And it is the Deity V-Mic D4 Duo. And what's so cool is they kind of took this design and they actually built a mic that has 2 mics on it, and so it actually can record simultaneously in front, and then when you turn it around, it's also capturing from behind. This is a super cool mic that I'm really pumped about releasing pretty soon here, and it can be pre-ordered, but that mic will cost at around $80, but just super cool because you can also turn it off and make it one directional if you're using it for like YouTube videos and stuff like that. But nonetheless, something to look out for, and I just wanted to point your attention to. Now, the cheapest alternative to an external mic that you might want to look at is the Boya MM1. This is a cool $30 mic that will level up your audio, and what's super cool more than anything is if you just get your mic closer to your mouth when you're filming videos, then your audio will just sound so much better. Now, I really do love this camera for actually creating YouTube content kind of like this, and if that was the case and you are using this camera for that, then I would actually encourage you to look at getting a boom mic as well. And again, we'll put links to everything in the description below. And there's this $25 boom arm that we recommend. You might want to buy a couple accessories to make sure the mic itself can get on it. But for around $35, $40, you can boom a mic like this, and when the camera is quite some ways away, you can bring the audio closer to your mouth and really just leveling up your audio. And I think it could be a super cool investment if you plan on using the ZV-1 for YouTube videos. The next accessory is fast and reliable SD cards. It's really important to not cheap out on SD cards, and I would really encourage you to get a notable brand and name. You don't really have to buy SD cards too often, but we really love SanDisk SD cards. But you really want to look at the speed of the SD cards because the camera could shoot in 4K at about 100 megabytes per second. You just want to make sure you buy a card that is faster than 100 megabytes, and so you just really want to look for that. Usually it's 150 megabytes at the next level after 90. And again, we'll put links to the best recommended cards in the description below. But as far as what you get with a certain amount of card size, I wrote it down in my notes here. So when shooting in 4K with a 64 gigabyte SD card, you get 1 hour and 15 minutes. And then if you get, double up that and you get 128 gigabyte SD card, obviously that doubles, so you get around 2 hours and 24 minutes. But the magic is if you shoot in 1080 with 64, you get 2 hours and 30 minutes. And then if you shoot in 1080 with 128 gigabyte card, you could shoot for 4 hours and 44 minutes. So just keep that in mind based off of the type of videos you're shooting, how long you want to be dropping your footage into your computer or laptop, but you definitely want to invest in some good, reliable, and fast SD cards. Now, because the ZV-1 is a very small camera, it has a very small battery, and so we would encourage for the next accessory to invest in more batteries for your Sony ZV-1. And it really is a good idea to go OEM or like actual Sony branded batteries, but you can save by going third party. And we've done that a few times with the smaller cameras. With our big, reliable, like full frame cameras, we really don't want to mess with that. Now, if you do plan on going third party or getting a different brand of batteries, just make sure you look at the feedback or the ratings of that battery. And we found this 3-pack for right around $20, and it has great ratings on Amazon. And so I would encourage maybe get something like that. And what's super cool is you can keep up to 3 batteries charging at a time. So making sure that you won't ever run out of battery, because if you do, you got some backup. Now, speaking of those, again, that are using the ZV-1 for YouTube videos, specifically, like your camera is pretty much in a steady position while you record talking head videos like this, then maybe look into getting a power adapter that will give you continuous power without having to change out your battery. So if your card can shoot more than 2 hours, it's really nice to not have to keep swapping out your batteries or being worried that your battery is dying while you're finishing a thought. So getting a continuous power adapter will power up your camera, and while it's plugged into a wall, you don't have to worry about swapping out batteries. This is also a great idea if you plan on using the ZV-1 for live streaming, another thing that might go longer than 1 hour or so, which is what the battery gives you. And so something to think about when it comes to battery options. The next accessory would be a power bank. What's cool about the ZV-1 is you can plug it with USB to charge the battery. And so if you put your camera in your bag, it could actually be on a charger and charging that battery that's already in the camera, and or charge the batteries that you have if you bought the 3-pack charger. And one we recommend is this $22 one from Anker, and it's a pretty small, portable, yet powerful power bank that could either charge your phone, obviously, or charge your ZV-1 when you're not using it. Now it's important to note that you can't power the ZV-1 with a USB charger. That's why I mentioned the continuous power adapter. It might be a better way of getting continuous power, but nonetheless, if you're in a pinch, you could plug in a power bank and get a little bit more extra juice while you're filming. It won't fully supplement it, but it'll make your battery die slower, obviously. But I think if you're gonna throw the ZV-1 in a bag, might as well just plug it in while it's chilling, and it can get some juice that way. Now I got 2 more accessories I wanna let you know about, but if you're getting value in this video, hit the like button for me. And question for you is, what kind of content are you creating? What's super cool about the ZV-1 is it's a super versatile camera. I think any kind of YouTuber can benefit from this camera because it's not limiting, it's very versatile. But I would say the next accessory would be a capture card for live streaming. By using a USB capture card and HDMI cord, you can simply plug in this camera into any computer, laptop, MacBook, and use it as a webcam. And because the ZV-1 has a great focal length and aperture combination, it's gonna look so much more superior than your traditional, webcam on your laptop or your phone even. And so looking into a one of these is super key, and I would recommend 2 of them. The first one would be the Elgato Cam Link. Now you don't have to get the 4K one because most platforms don't support 4K live streaming. But you can get the Elgato Cam Link, and because of the time we're shooting this, it's been sold out at a lot of places, and you can get it on eBay for a little bit more than retail, or maybe close to retail, but slightly used potentially. But the other one that we would recommend is one that they actually sell with the ZV-1 if purchased on BNC's website, and that is the Pango HDMI to USB 3.0 grabber. And this is a lot more accessible right now, and it could be purchased at around $170 and would be just as reliable as the Elgato Cam Link, but definitely something to look at. I love these devices, or kind of this way of live streaming, because you can take any camera and plug it in pretty much if it has an HDMI out. And what's cool about the ZV-1 is it has a clean HDMI out, so it's gonna be really easy to get a super cool image without too much messing around with your settings and things like that. Now the next accessory is getting some sort of bag and or satchel to hold your ZV-1. And all the other things. I think you want one that actually holds the ZV-1 without having to take it off its kind of like hand grip, as well as putting your mic and maybe your wind muff, having all your batteries in there, and potentially charging while you are running around. But I love this everyday sling bag. I've had it for a few years from Peak Design, and we'll put links to other alternatives if you are in a lower budget for getting a bag. But you definitely don't want to cheap out on one that would protect your camera. And I love one that also doesn't look like an actual camera bag, because then, eyes on something that looks like there's something expensive inside, then potentially can get jacked. So those are some of our recommended accessories for the Sony ZV-1 to get the most out of it. I love this little camera. I consider it a little beast because really on the fly, I have the ability to capture whatever I need at such high quality, and also get great photos from it too. But nonetheless, we have a playlist on the Sony ZV-1, and you can check that out by clicking or tapping the screen. If you want to go a little bit deeper, find some of the best vlog settings, video settings, essentially whatever you're using your Sony ZV-1 for. We have that playlist, so you can check that out, and I cannot wait to see you in a future video. Peace.